Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. Now let me ask you a question. What's more important to you? Creating what you love or what you think people want to see? I think one of the things I'm most concerned about, or one of the things I think about most about this whole vlogging and YouTube thing, YouTube content creation, is really finding your originality. I've had many stops and starts. When I started YouTube, when I started creating videos on YouTube and putting them on YouTube, it was more about just finding a platform to express my creativity and things I love to do. So my very first video on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken, was about a trip, about my creative process, and I used scenes and footage from a trip to a state in Nigeria, Akwa Ibom, to just try to, and I just tried to be creative about it because I wanted to create something that was a bit cinematic, had a movie-like feel, because those are the kind of things that move me. I'm an artistic person, and I just love anything that is artistic. I don't know what other word to use to describe it. But over time, especially when you go on YouTube and you see other successful YouTube creators, you begin to think about trying other things, like, these talking head videos where you're giving out instruction or teaching or giving education or sharing your thoughts, where you're seated on a table, or my cycling adventures, where I go out with a camera and I go cycling and I share my experience. I've tried doing shorts, like a series of shorts. I've tried so many things, travel videos and all of that. And somehow in doing all of that, I just got caught up with the whole trying to succeed on YouTube, trying to get likes, trying to get views, trying to get subscribers, losing sight of the original reason why I started YouTube, which was just to be myself and create my own original content that appeals to me. And hopefully, I find an audience out there that likes the kind of stuff I like and they subscribe to it. And I think that has been my major struggle. That has been one of the major things that have made me struggle with YouTube. Staying true to your originality, staying true to yourself, just being original. I really want to get to that point where I am as true. I stay as true to my original concept, and I stay as true to myself as possible without trying to be other YouTubers or be other content creators, without trying to struggle so hard for people's likes and views and followers. I've recently been watching a lot of videos by Casey Neistat and about Casey Neistat, and I think one of the things that has made him very successful on YouTube was that in all of his journey, he was very, very original. And I think one of the things he did that helped him to stay original was deciding to release daily vlogs, because nothing puts you to the test as much as when you don't really have time to plan and you just have to create content every day. It forces you to be creative, it forces you to be real and original, because you don't have time to create and plan something. So sometimes I ask myself, should I upload daily? Should I just create unscripted? I tried that before on my channel. I have this series I call Unscripted, where I don't plan anything, I just come in front of the camera and speak. So, but the bottom line is that I think it's very important for people, or for us, to just decide on something, make it as original as possible and stick to it. And that brings me to the other part of my struggle, which is that consistency, which is something that Casey Neistat was able to handle. He uploaded, at least I know in the first instance, he uploaded 280 videos, and I think at the end of the day it was about 400 and something videos. No, sorry, yeah, about 400 and something videos non-stop. Imagine uploading every day non-stop for 400 and something videos. So that already pushes you to be creative, pushes you to be original, and pushes you to use what you have, So I think that's one thing that I'm taking from all of this. I want to break free of this constant cycle of I think about content to create, I create it, I put it on YouTube, and I begin to look to see whether it will be successful. I'm looking out for people's likes and views, and if it doesn't work, I feel like, okay, maybe that doesn't work, let me try something else. And no, I just want to stay consistent on one thing, and that one thing should be me, should be original content, should be my original style, and not trying to be too perfect, not trying to make sure that I have the... If you watch Casey Neistat videos, they're really eye-openers, because his studio sometimes is messy, his tables are messy, he himself is sometimes messy, and there he just pushes it all out. He's original, and it really resonates with the audience, as against trying to always clean up your space, look good, make sure that everything's looking fine and nice and dandy. I think that appeals to me. Nothing bad about having clean, very cinematic, nicely crafted videos. There's nothing, I mean, once in a while you can do that if you have the time, but I think that if that's in your style, and if that's true to your nature, if that's your original self, then of course, by all means, do that. But if you are not really that kind of person, and your room is actually untidy most of the time, just be yourself. So stay original, stay true. I think that's the lesson for me. Yeah, I think that's the lesson for me. Yeah, so as a result of all of these thoughts and these things I'm thinking about, I think one thing I'm going to try to do is, or two things I'm going to try to commit to is, number one, I'm going to try to commit to being more consistent, and therefore I'm going to be uploading videos as often as I can. So if that happens every day for a few days, if that happens, at least 3 times a week, and then secondly, I'm just going to execute. I'm not going to overthink things. I'm not going to try to be too perfect. I'm just going to try to be myself. Yeah, so there it is, guys. So what do you think about the topic of originality? And how do you struggle with being original? I mean, I struggle, I know. There are times when I create content that I'm proud of, and I'm like, this is me, this is my thing. I love to watch those videos over and over again. And there are times I create content and I'm like, I don't really want to watch this again. Like, I don't even want to hear the sound of my voice in this video, because I feel like I'm just trying to live up to a certain script, trying to create a certain type of content just to please the audience. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.